he proposed to me that we get married so he can keep his citizenship and that he would pay me a sum of 20 grand.
Bruno, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, we can hear you too. Bruno, it says in the notes that you're some kind of fake gay.
Yes. So a few months back, I came very close to marrying an Israeli man so that he could get his citizenship.
What does very close mean?
We got our marriage license. We went to the courthouse and swore the testimony that it was all legit. And it's a marriage license, which means you go and sign up with the state and do a bunch of paperwork, and they make you raise your right hand.
Slow down. How did you meet the Israeli man? Which I don't even know why we need to know he's Israeli. Now we have a whole other situation.
I checked him out during the height of the Gaza war. I checked him out at Whole Foods, and I thought he was Eastern European. And I asked him where he was from, and he said Israel. And I started to feel like I got panicked because I just didn't want to betray that any sort of intention or belief. And so I lied, and he asked me if I was Jewish, and I lied and said yes. And
Nice.
Okay, so you're checking out a guy.
But when you took your pants down, didn't he know you weren't Jewish then? I mean,
Nice.
Unfortunately, he never saw my dick. I never got that.
Oh, so you
far.
didn't get the cocaine from him? Okay, we just wanted to clarify
No,
where
yeah.
the cocaine.
All right,
from.
wait. So you're telling me that your job is that you check out men?
Yes. I mean, on the register, not in any gay sense.
Okay. So you're checking this gay guy out, and he says he's Israeli, and you are so worried that he's going to think you're racist. You offer to marry him?
No, I said he was Jewish, and he liked that. And then we became friends, and then he proposed to me that we get married so he can keep his citizenship and that he would pay me a sum of 20 grand.
Was this all during the checkout? He's got the quinoa and the natural soap, and then he's like, let's get fucking married?
I have so many questions.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
It does take time for your little app to come up, your barcode to scan at Whole Foods. That makes sense.
I don't have Whole Foods money.
Yeah, because people have to scan their Prime discount. It usually takes a while because they can't find the little sensor.
Okay, so I understand that if you're not a crazy person and you go out with a girl let's ask the crowd. We have some crowd here. What is the shortest amount of time that isn't insane to ask someone to marry you?
Ask the divorce guy from Collin County.
Yeah, what is the minimum amount of time that you would wait before you would ask someone to marry you?
If she's hot enough, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay. Does 6 weeks seem pretty fast to the crowd?
All the family lawyers of Collin County, thank you, sir.
6 weeks seems a little fast. I mean, no matter how hot she is, because you got to, the crazy hot matrix, right? So then you've got to adjust to know, is she the kind of crazy you can live with, right? But okay, so caller.
How many dates before he asked you to marry?
How many? Did you finish checking out before he proposed?
No, he said they went on dates.
You did go on dates.
I can't remember. I think he started coming in the store more, and then we were.
I'm sure he
messaging
did.
on Instagram, and we sort of worked out a deal. I don't think it was that night, but it was definitely in less than a week, and maybe 2 meetings of me and him.
Okay, so how many times did you hang out not at Whole Foods before he
Twice.
asked you to fraud marry him?
So twice, I believe, 2 or 3 times maybe.
What kind of, were these Netflix and matrimony? What kind of chill was this?
Was this at the salad bar? Because I go there a lot.
I think he's met twice, and he said that he had a business proposition that might be lucrative for me, and I believe that he took me out for sushi with his other Israeli friends.
You went out with a Nigerian prince. I'm just telling you.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. So he said, I have a business proposition for you. I would like to take you out on a date for sushi. And then you were relieved to find out it wasn't just sex for money?
Yeah, well, I was just kind of going along with it because I was still trying to convince him that I wasn't anti-Semitic, which I'm not. I was just scared. But he took me out to one of the nicest places in town, and I clapped eyes on the bill before he paid, and he paid a lot of money.
How much?
He paid? Then I'm not sure he's Jewish either.
Okay.
I'm Hindu. Okay, we're brethren. I should have married a Jewish girl. We could have made a super race of people called Hindus.
These are all great racial jokes, guys. You're not giving them enough credit. Yeah, I think this was okay. All right. Well,
They should have had me at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Now you understand why I was so, in my head about seeming anti-Semitic, because I offered no pushback on any of these jokes.
Okay, so he proposes the business proposition to you. You have or have not consummated the future marriage?
No, we got our marriage license from the county.
Okay.
And then we had 3 months to get married. That 3 months has passed, but about a month into our 3-month period where we had to get married, we decided not to go through with it.
What are you concerned about at this point?
So I would like to talk about this in stand-up comedy, and I think in certain venues where like it could possibly be seen or heard by a lot of people. And I just want to make sure that I don't have any legal repercussions from admitting to this.
So there's actually a real question here. So did you ever have an agreement to commit fraud? Did you ever say, yes, I'll marry you for money?
Yes.
Did you take the money?
I took $5,000.
You took $5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah, and then he said he wasn't going to make me pay it back. He just said, it's okay, we can move on.
No, he said, I got other ways you could work that off.
I think it's okay to use this in stand-up comedy in North Korea. Okay, get to a non-extradition country.
That is smart, actually. Okay, so he gives you $5,000. How did he give it to you?
It was all done through Zelle.
Ugh.
And
there's a paper trail.
No. There was smaller payments in Zelle, and then a cash payment of smaller cash payments of like $1,000 to $1,500 at a time that all equaled. Maybe $1,000 through Zelle and the rest in cash.
Yeah. Okay. And
can I jump in? Okay. So here's my opinion. I think you can talk about it. Here's why. But we're going to talk. This is what we do. This is why we think we can talk about it. You took the money, so he may have an issue with you and saying you got to pay it back, right? Breach of contract, fraud, whatever. You weren't going to do it. But where does the government come in? Where do they become concerned? They really become concerned after you have done it. Like you've already applied for visas. You've already, brought the government into the fraudulent part of it. The county doesn't give a shit. People get married for all kinds of stupid fucking reasons. Like, I mean, they don't care, right? I mean, the fact that we have a little Elvis chapel in this country already says we don't give a shit about that. So. I mean, who the fuck gets married at those places, right? So if they're okay with that, the federal government, the immigration authorities, which is really the ones who will come down on you if you're not really getting married under a license. You haven't applied for the visas, right? You haven't done anything with the immigration authorities?
No. The only thing that we did, I did lie to the government at the courthouse when we got our marriage license, pretending that it was totally legitimate.
But what did you lie about? You were going to legitimately get married, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, technically, there's no proof of a lie because I was temporarily gay and we were temporarily in love and then called it off.
Look, that's between you and gay Jesus, okay?
I think that, first off, I think that the hard part here is that if you perform comedy with your real name, pulling the marriage license is going to be pretty easy. So this is like committing, you're like, yeah, I robbed the Chase on Preston and Montfort. It's like, that's not ideal. But the other thing is, I think you could just twist the story slightly if you wanted to tell comedically. You're like, I thought I was marrying this guy for fraud, but then I fell in love with him. You just got that. Where's the fraud? Just suck his dick once and you're not going to. Look, you can suck this guy's dick once and not go to prison, or you can go to prison. You can suck a lot of dicks and not be gay. So it's.
But there's no cocaine involved in the prison. Maybe there is. I don't know. So here's the other question, though, is to the caller. Did you declare any of this money to the IRS?
Ooh. No. It's how they got Capone.
What's that?
Not a cent.
Okay, then I would not go around talking about this. You would be on the hook with the IRS at that point, and
so I can talk about it, but don't mention the actual money.
I mean,
amount that I received.
Our advice: you called for legal advice. We actually we're trying to have fun, but we're not just fucking with you. We're saying don't tell this story again. That's what we're saying.
Okay. Fair enough.
There are very few parts of this story you should tell. But also, I kind of want to see what happens. I won't tell ICE, probably.
All right, real quick before we let you go, here, give it to Pat. Anybody have a question for the caller? It's live. We have an audience.
As the only
your hand.
prosecutor here at the table, is there any other crimes that you would like to confess to?
Bruno, thank you for calling in. I hope that you learned something. We didn't.
Should have met him at HEB. No,
Yeah, okay. You can kick Bruno off the Zoom producer team. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you for your service. I don't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to be here for you when you need that cheap date.